Hey guys, Dark Prometheus here, and we are playing some Hearts of Iron 4. So you might be thinking, hey, you already have a series where you're playing Germany, fooling around everything with some national focuses. Well, today, Black Ice was put out the first version for Hearts of Iron 4, and so we'll check this out. So, like many people have asked in other YouTube series, with other YouTubers like Benjamin Magnus. Why are we doing it with Germany? I mean, this is technically my fourth campaign as Germany in this one. Well, it's the most fleshed out with a full German armor tree, a full Air Force or Luftwaffe tree. The Kriegsmarine would traditionally be right here, but they just have it right here right now, as well as like a legacy ships with the earlier ones that go up until 1916, so like the pre-war, pre-World War One. The Soviets have their own armor tree set up in air. They might also have like a legacy ship tree, as well as at least a half naval. I haven't popped into them yet. A armor tree for the UK. The US has an armor tree, and the French have a full-fledged air tree. So, as of right now, Germany is the more fledged out tree, so we'll be looking at that. Other changes, there's a whole hell of a lot more infantry equipment. So, like Desert Warfare, sniper teams, you got light infantry equipment that you can build, and the same thing, you have like pre-war infantry as well, weapons. Half tracks, amphibious stuff down there. Support battalions, there's more, so like flamethrower squad, early war cavalry recon, you have motorcycle recon, you have traditional ones that you see over here, and then just a whole bunch of cool stuff. Generic armor, this would be the pre-war armor here. So your armored cars, basic tankettes, they have small liaison vehicles like the small cars, half tracks. This would go into the pre-World War One, but they haven't flushed out the pre-war stuff for this. That's where the generic armor would go. Artillery, they have a lot of stuff in here. As your traditional anti-air one, then they split off and do heavy. You have what would be your traditional armor or artillery. Right here, horse artillery, light artillery that goes down. Then you have your medium artillery, which goes by your heavy trucks, then heavy artillery goes by kind of like your half tracks, your prime mover equipment. Coastal artillery, rockets, anti-tanks. Land doctrine is the same. Legacy ships, they just haven't vetted out probably the names more than anything. And then your World War II one with the anti-air systems, they got kind of like trying to go with the systems that you can integrate in the aircraft itself. We'll have to see for science if once you build, say like a Bismarck class here, if after you do that, then you go, hey, I want seaborne radar, if this retrofits the other one like the previous Black Ice, because the previous one would allow you to upgrade everything but the guns on it. So if you got additional anti-air systems, radar, things like that, those changed, but the basic guns didn't. The naval stuff's the same. Air, it's not applicable in here. It's on the side here. It's a Luftwaffe. And I think they have it all the way where you do jet aircraft. Then you would pop into this one. Your jet aircraft is over here. My guess, go further down the line, they'll have that flushed out. Air doctrines are the same. Engineering is the same. And here's the biggest thing, your industry tab. So you have what was like your basic improved machinery and tool maintenance type stuff. But over on picking your concentrated and dispersed, this is where it gets more crazy. So you have your basic concentrated, it's got a couple different stats here. Notice that a recruitable population is more from here, so we'll have to check what the RNG is for this one. So typically Germany would only start for maybe like 1 million maybe 1.5. And it would make it difficult having a recruitable population hit. I wonder if this also stacks. If it's like 1, then 2, then 3, like that. I'm not sure. It's probably just 1 across the board. We got different things. Your factory output is up by 5. Max factories in the state by 5. Recruitable population by down 1%. And factory bomb is up by 5%. Over here, factory output goes 10%, so you get more output in dispersed industry, but your production efficiency retention goes down. Your vulnerability of bombs, you're good there. Max factory state 10% as opposed to 5% here. Ooh. I wonder if you would do a better job going dispersed industry. You might do it for science. So no, one other YouTuber, Benjamin Magnus, is taking concentrated injury. We might do dispersed industry just for science. So like you can watch his series, see how this flushes out, because this is one of the biggest changes. And then my series, you really see how this this goes. But going into dispersed industry, then you got stuff for tank workshops, trucks, artillery, small arms, uniforms, submarines, ships, just like basic ships, and this is just basic submarines, bombers, which is probably going to be, yeah, this is right here, naval bombers and tactical bombers. Just takes down the build costs of everything. Fighter workshops, which my guess is going to also be your fighters and close air support. And then here, no, your munitions workshops are going to be for heavy fighters. All this is just supply use for everyone. All of the army fighters. Okay, so this is going to be big. This will bring down the supply use of everything. And I have a feeling also that supplies are going to be huge. We've already researched this. Oh, because this would allow us to build those. Okay. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to. Alright, so the counters are NATO counters. They made them bigger. Things like that, which is fine with me. It's pretty cool. But traditionally what we do, let's go to our aircraft. And I don't think they've flooded out some of the not ahistorical, but the pre-aircraft. I think they have stats, but they're difficult to find. I think they're not in the tree, unless I'm missing them. 1942. Oh, okay. So here it is, it's right here. So all the aircraft we have is here, and, well, here. Also, we'll look at the national focuses. So, you have a full tree that's out for the Schutzstaffel here, the SS. You have ahistorical, then you have historical SS. This is going to give you events. Now remember, in Black Ice and Hearts of Iron 3 was massively event-based. A lot of the things. So we're still going to have this to where it'll either activate it, it might give us some units when we go down there, we'll have to see. Then you have the basic Rhineland tree. There's a couple things that are in there. I don't think the reassert Alsace-Lorraine claims was in there. Danziger War. Everything looks just about the same otherwise. Wehrmacht still ties in there. Then you have, there's a couple added ones in here. Lech Division, Achtung Panzer, Schwerpanzer, heavy tank models. It's for light tank mods. There's Panzerkampfwagen 3 or 2Cs. Here, higher infantry, artillery, conf groups. They haven't. My guess they're gonna go more down here. They haven't finished the tree out yet. Extra research slots, wonder weapons, Luftwaffe expansion. Yeah, there's a couple more here and there put in there. Biggest thing is here's Goering's 4-year plan. So traditionally you only had, I think, like 2, and you had a couple of these down there, and then I think you only had like 2 or 3 of these. Now you have a full west wall, medium, heavy forts, light forts. You have the Rijks Autobahn that will give you infrastructure all the way around your capital. So Brandenburg, Hanover, Thuringen, and Franken. And then industrial efforts down. The cool thing is they have now added to where this adds production. This first one. And then these are for civilian factories. So this first one will add a bunch of steel in there. Which, remember, steel is made from factories. We'll look at that. So it gives you 3 steel factories and 1 refinery. But we can't get that till January 36th, so we gotta do 1 tick. So all these are timed, which is cool. And then you have the factory focus, which gives you a buff for research into certain areas. So they're instant. The thing is, once you hit the prerequisites, you gotta spend a day doing it, or the day's gotta tick over. So I think all we can do is small arms workshop. So we'll look. You do that 70 days, and this takes the next day tick to do it. So we're gonna go with that just because that's cool. Planes in reserve, we know that. Insufficient resources, yeah, we're gonna have some issues. We need some basic training. Mission, missing equipment. What is it saying? We're missing this. And also, I think we're missing, just a look, before we go through that, semi-motorized infantry. Yeah, we have none. So let's also get some light done. So we're here. Panzer Is. Also, what we don't have is HQ equipment. We'll see HQ equipment here shortly, but let's organize this. Garrison maintenance, HQs. Actually, HQs are probably needed more than anything. They're flavor right now, but that pop-up will come up shortly. Support equipment. Light, medium, coastal, that's fine. Let's put that down. Here. Tanks. Let's get those motorized. These won't be able to move around without. Then light, medium, heavy, Panzer Is, Panzer IIs, aircraft, and then we go into. Oh wow! So you can only put this up to. Ah, okay. So that's different. You can only have X many dockyards this time around. Okay. So, all this equipment, all these different things, we have uniforms. We also could get armored cars up in here too. Motorcycle recon. There's just so many different things out here. Transport half tracks, modern artillery, prime mover equipment, heavy trucks. Just so much stuff. Let's get some of those up too. Get that. Mountain infantry equipment. We're gonna need that. So we take motorcycles. Do I have armored car units building as well? There'd be a negative Ghost Rider. Motorcycle recon we already had. Half tracks. Let's get a small run of that. We should probably get a small run of anti-air. And what's our trucks? Heavy truck equipment, motorized. We're only moving around with a horse, so we can't move around any of our heavy equipment, which means we need some prime mover equipment. Okay, let's see here. This is basic anti-tank. Horse artillery transport. Oh, this is the horse artillery transport, so those are technically horses. Okay. That's a thing. Better yet, let's do it like this. Here's some maintenance. That's equipment for that. It's equipment. It's equipment. So that's vehicles, vehicles, vehicles. Equipment. Probably a second. Okay. It's flushed out. We're not going to make any of these just because of sulfactors. The first thing we're going to do is flush out our Air Force. We have Panzer 1s, Panzer 2s. Those are pre-war ships. God, there's so much stuff. So we go to logistics. So Panzer 1s, Panzer 2s, horse artillery. Wow, okay. We got some infantry equipment that's lined up. Okay. So let's start here. Let's get some research going. So our BF-109s, we definitely need an Air Force for one. Let's take dispersed industry like we normally do. Industry thing. Basic mechanical engineering. Let's start getting our air doctrine and our naval doctrines up. And our land doctrines. So far. Free civilian factories. So, let us get... What's our deficits right now? Rubber and oil. I think it was 5, so I need 4 for that. And that just gives me only oil. So let's go... There's 10. And then that other one's going to be giving us more. So... Next thing we'll do is... kind of get this up. We're good there. Do one here. And I'm pretty satisfied with that so far. So we'll get the one up. We'll get a couple strings there before we actually go into this then. No units of basic training, no templates for light infantry, we know this. Alright, so let's let it tick over. Because there are events that hit through. So historical OB. Order of battle. Place historical command units? Yes, use them. They're only flavor right now. So less than 200 pieces of HQ equipment available activates a new national spirit affecting army organization. It's a big thing because we're low on that. So we get what is green army right here because we don't have enough equipment for our armies. Yeah, see, we're actually low on everything. So that's one thing we're making those. Okay, we're looking good right now. So let's pick up to infantry that's sitting around here. 16 is the big thing here. So, and we're also going to go something historical and have headquarters units are a must in here. One thing we are going to do with the headquarters units is so they're not as squishy. Do they actually give modifiers right now? Or are they just straight flavor? I think they're just straight flavor. I think. You have a division headquarters within. Okay, so these are not needed. Okay. How we're gonna play it is each. Also, we're gonna have to look at our templates. That's new also. So you got infantry division, just division headquarters, anti-tank, engineer, maintenance, medium, support artillery, logistics, recon. I believe this is a regular recon unit, right? Then you have all of these. Yeah, this is a regular recon unit. It's not motorized. It's not an armored car, nor is it a cavalry. It's just a regular, basic motorcycle, probably. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't say it, but this is just basic. The field hospital. Other things you can add to it: support anti-air, support groups, artillery, so mountain artillery, motorized medium artillery, MPs, armored cars. Here's motorcycles. So this is the stock recon company. We might eventually take this out just because we want to use some of the flavor stuff. Because this mod is all about flavor. Coastal artillery battery, basic support artillery. This is probably just the light. Motorized support artillery, support heavy artillery, and again cavalry recon. In here, SS battalions. We got basic SS stuff, infantry. Basic stuff, you got headquarters, stuff like this in here. Do I want to... I think I'm only going to have a headquarters unit in support. So we'll RNG that. All units must have a division headquarters. It's mobile, the basic ones there. Armors, light tanks, Panzer IIs. I like the counter here where it gives you what kind of tanks it is offhand. Panzer Is, this is the pre-war tanks. Okay, cool. Panzer Division 1936, so this is the Panzer IIs. Motorized, got some Panzer Is in the front, Panzer IIs back here. Support anti-tank, logistics, motorized. Okay. It's alright. Then the motorized infantry divisions. And then the Wachtruppen, which is just a garrison unit. In the mountain infantry. Giebsberg, Jager, cavalry division, pretty basic, and then the Grenzvat, which is the MP divisions, HQ command. Then you have the Panzer HQ commands, which have Panzer 1s. Maybe they're supposed to be used like that. Huh. That... Hmm. Oh, this is a straight headquarters. Okay. As opposed to a division headquarters. This would be like an army headquarters. Okay. I don't know if it really gives anything to combat. Like, I don't think there's any buffs at the moment when it comes to the course. Because the thing is, you're gonna have... I don't want, like, these army corps or whatever at the top. I'd have to redesign them. Which we might. We might do that. I might do it off screen if I end up doing it. So some of our motorized stuff. Give me the Panzer troop in there. Okay, and these guys are going to be another division here. Look at the generals there in a second. I think that's what we're going to end up doing. Core. Okay. That's definitely what we're going to end up doing. I decided. We're going to RNG some of this. But we're going to have to exercise to get our basic experience up. Here, this could be another one. So this is going to go to probably Rommel. Rommel looks like a boss. He is a Desert Fox, but he's our best right now. We're not going to be fighting in desert to start with. Masterful General, Blitzkrieg. He's a genius in a Panzer. Commando, Waffen SS. Reckless. Takes attrition like no other. Waffen. Let's give it to... We're Von Lieb over here. And then these guys are going to go to their own. Here. With this guy. They're going to go here. And this is going to be someone who has good dig-in potential. Offensive doctrine. You're a terrible general. You're incompetent. So preparation for Winter Olympic Games 1936. Much finished preparations for the 1936 Winter Olympics. The Garmisch-Partenkirchen at Bavaria. So ordering the Aufstellungswelle. So during World War II, the German infantry divisions were mostly mobilized in Wahlen or waves, as they were required by the changing fortunes of war. Welle was the German designation for troops of infantry divisions raised at approximately the same time with approximately the same type of organization and equipment, and it shared a similar type of personnel and level of training. From 1939 to 1945, there were at least 35 Wellen formed in the various Verkreis or military districts under the supervision of the Erzshire or Erzshire or replacement army. So let's order the first ones. Seems like a good thing to do. Here we go. Charismatic. Let's put Kesselrig here. So we're gonna RNG some of this. So this, let's have Flare of Artillery. A lot of walks have this. Let's go through this. Okay. Pre-Dreadnought classes. Okay. That's cool, the different color green there. Right now, let's get up our stock of stuff. Okay. This would just increase what is the amount. That'll be later. Alright, so we're still down. We're getting tungsten in, oil, need rubber. Olympic Games, Germany. This gives us a chance to show the world German greatness. German skier Philipp Wagner takes the Olympic oath during the opening ceremonies. General Major Edward Dietl, international competitive skier, helped organize many events. A military patrol, and Italy's already annexed Ethiopia. A military patrol competition will be held for the first time. A precursor to the biathlon. Oh, that's cool. So that's how the biathlon was born. That's some good flavor text there. And yep, Italy has taken over. Yeah, it looks like the world. There's a couple of flavor changes. The U.S. is green. For color, kind of like a light green. They tried to keep it close to, I guess, to a historical color it wasn't for. Japan's kind of like this weird teal. Good see-through as well. You can see the terrain. So you got factory focus there. What does the Ryman do? Political power, army experience. You know what? We're gonna take these. These are pretty much tick over events. F7. So my guess is because we have here, or maybe I have. Okay, I have 7 small factories here. Okay. After this, let's take the Rhineland focus. Let's see if we still have, like... Yeah, so there's still those. So the biggest thing we're going to do is we're going to train some Panzers. Panzer IIs. Brandenburg. And we're going to train a couple of these too. Give me 6 of these and give me 10 of these. So it's built a little bit more slowly. so the biggest thing is you're gonna have this. Rommel's entire execution when it comes to Poland is going to be closing this gap. What may end up happening is I take these units and move them over. Okay. I'm liking this so far. A lot of cool flavor stuff. Sounds good. So let's put German garrisons. So dance show to entertain our foreign guests and show off German culture. We will have a show with dancing girls. German womanhood will be on display. Let's entertain the world. All right. Am I missing any garrisons? No. Let's put this. Let's put that HQ with something else. Any other? This is Harris Group South. What other flavor ones are there out here? Panzer troops. For shits and giggles, let's have the Air Group South with them. And your entire portion will be the garrison of Germany. Which will later be the garrison of, say, like France. Blaskowitz have that. And they'll go in key cities. Okay, why isn't this one over here? There we go. This commando unit will probably be for Army North, I think. Some cool flavor stuff. I think we're actually going to do RNG, some things like that. So you can take our first modified government before we end this episode. So let's take in. Wow, there's a lot more. Cool, Captain Industry for the 4-year plan. So that's weird. You would get a double of it? Okay. You can get a bunch of those. Sig Silent Workhorse, it seems like that's the best thing to still do right now. Okay, so 6%. These are buffed. 8, 12, 20, 25. Yeah, okay, cool. So that's all it is. The population, monthly gross 6,000 in the state. That pretty much fills an entire Panzer unit, right? 6,000? Two months, we have enough for one Panzer unit. Okay. What about these? Yep, 2 months again. So in about 8 months period, we have enough to fill out that entire one run of these with personnel. Just by that, and plus we still have recruitable, so we're just going to be lacking on equipment, it seems. Which is going to be one of the biggest things we're probably going to lack on most of the game is equipment. Let's look at our equipment needs at the moment. Panzer 1s, Panzer 2s. Put that out to there. Let's put those two out to here. Let's also get these all out of Mecklenburg. Oops. One thing we also have to do is we need to get a dock that is a 10. Probably at Mecklenburg. Because getting one that's only at 8 is not going to help when we need to repair. Oh, this is going to be at, what is this? Social Holstein. We're going to put the Suspect Holstein. So the biggest thing with this is that I only have 10 docks, so it'd probably be beneficial to get more. Battle cruiser, heavy cruiser is probably going to be more helpful. The counter is a bit off, kind of, sorta. But this one, to get these destroyers off as fast as possible. They shouldn't take too much time. The Scharnhorst class is going to take a while. Same thing with the Hipper. So we might want to pull in some other stuff. The Golf Spree, let's take the Golf Spree off here. Alright guys, this is the end of this episode. We only made it till, well, 2nd of April. Almost where Benjamin Maddox left off too. It is no joke. It is a slower paced game because Black Ice, a lot of flavor stuff, a lot of stuff going on. They took a great deal of time developing, but I'm happy for this product so far. It's really cool. Obviously, we're just in the first version that's out there. They were all the way up to like 8.5 in Hearts of Iron 3. And so I'm very pleased with where this is right now. Obviously, it just came out in the first version, so not everything will be fleshed out, but that's what happens when you get the first version. You kind of just deal with it and you understand it. So thank you all for joining me. I will see you guys next time. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe if you want to see more of this content playing Hearts of Iron 4, the Black Ice mod. Later, guys.